Hey, how y'all doing? Mike down in BEARPOP Comics. Oh, forgot to bring this up. Hoping you guys can hear me pretty good. I forgot to grab this mic once again. Mike Downing of BEARPOP Comics. I'm going to show off the new books that I got today. Some came a little earlier in the week, but before we get to that, I want to show you some of the things that I have been working on. Some of these pictures came from the last web series of, the finale of the season 1 of the web series, the webcomic book of The New Girl, the one that I was working on, and kind of just wanted to show a little bit of it off. It's a little improv, things I'm working on, and I'm going to be showing you some of the characters that are going to be showing up in the series as we go further. I do plan to take this and actually make this into an actual comic book. I had to show some of my ideas online safely because it's easy when you're doing it online. You're not paying a ton of money to print out a book that is a possibility that might not sell. And I'm not saying I'm a bad artist, or I'm not saying I'm the best artist, but I know that putting out your own comic, and it's a lot to that. It's the same thing as I deal with putting out music. It's a lot of people doing it, and it is kind of competitive, so very competitive. So I just tried it out on this audience because you guys are all comic lovers. So everything I'm showing you here, this is art that I've done, story that I came up with, and I'm not going to tell you too much about the story because I want you to kind of go there and read it for yourself or look at it for yourself. But at any rate, I want to move forward with it, and one day I do want to have a writer for it. I'm an artist that writes a little bit. I try to write. Most artists have an idea of what they want their characters to be. So, I'm that kind of dude. But one day I can be able to have a good writer to help me focus more on the artwork and less on the story. I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble holding this mic. Hold on. Let's put this back in here because I can't hold this mic and talk to you guys at the same time. All right. So going back to more of what I have some pictures down here that I wanted you to see. Excuse me while I bent over. So the character that was introduced in this season of The New Girl was a character I created back in high school, and this was the villain Malice. I changed his name to Mr. Malice just in case there was anybody that was coming up with that name, or any comic books that were coming out with a character like that. And he's more than a guy. He has villain. He has a demonic power source, and of course, if you watch the series, you know that the New Girl is basically an angel, but a very powerful angel. And this character is one that's yet to come within the series. I may keep the name, I may change the name, and I have 2 other characters that will probably be introduced. These 2 characters here, Twin Star. So I'm thinking about it as I'm developing what's going to happen in the next season. These are characters that I made, and I might be using in it. And this guy here, I have to revamp because I got to find out how they fit in with the web series, because it's more in a modern time with some throwback to it. But some of these characters may need a makeover before they can fit into the genre of where she is. So, I haven't totally decided that. And there's one prospect character that I really want to bring in, but there's going to be some things that are going to change with this character also. And mind you, these are all characters I developed during high school. And I found this book of some of my original comic art, and I was just like, wow, I got to use these guys. I was blown away because I forgot I did all that, and I was really into it. Of course, the music thing took over for a while, so it kind of put a damper on a lot of the comic book stuff. But it's never too late, so I'm going to be getting back into it. I'm grabbing from a book, like a photo book that's on the ground, and it's filled with a whole bunch of original comic characters and art that I did. So, I have to put my little commercial up for what I do. Because, hope you guys like that. Because one day on these rats, I want to have my own book up here. And am I looking to be the next Todd McFarlane or Scotty Young or Chris Pacello, which I'm going to get into the next video, which is my favorite artist. I got some more of his books. No, I'm just looking to be the now Mike Downing, who likes to make music and who likes to collect comics and make his own comics. So, I'm just sharing that with you. So with that being said, we're going to get on today's haul. Well, today's haul that I'm showing. I happen to see my man John, the comic guy. I talk about him a lot because he's out LCS in this area right now. He had a copy of this Planet Death by Bad Idea, so I had to have one. So he didn't have it, available for me to have. He had his copy. So I went and ordered this off of Amazon, and I actually read it. It's a fun sci-fi action book. Not a serious heavy read, but it's enjoyable. And the way they did it, it moves you right along. You jump right into it, and this action is fun. And the artist is outstanding. I got to study who this artist is, because I'm probably going to follow more of his work. But as you can see, I got to pick it up again. This is a handsome cover. They did a good job with this. The graphics, the whole layout of the cover. This is decent. So Bad Idea will be getting more of my money. Oh, and this was something else. I was looking for, when the shops were open, I was trying to find this book, and it's another Wolverine series that I was unable to get, because every time I tried to go get it, it was gone. So this is the X Lives of Wolverine and the Deaths of Wolverine. So I have it, as you can see, still got the Ollie's tag. That's where I got it from. I picked this up today. So I haven't even opened it up yet. So I'm going to check that out. That's going to be enjoyable. Matter of fact, I'm going to put this down because I'm going to put more books up here. We'll leave the Planet Death over here. It's cool. And I got Black Panther, which is the Avengers of the New World. I collect a lot of Black Panther. He was a big deal when I was coming up. And with me being a collector that started in '73 as I was a kid, black superheroes was a big thing, because there wasn't a lot of them. Hold on 1 minute. Let me put this on here. So black superheroes was a big thing coming up because we didn't have a lot of them. We had Black Panther, which was, I think he is the first black superhero. Some people say that's the first black superhero Marvel had, but I don't remember DC having any Afro-American superheroes before the Black Panther. So we had him, we had the Falcon that came out later. Storm, for anybody that's watching that's under the age of, because I'm 57, Storm didn't come in until 75. I know some people think, well, the X-Men came out in the 90s, or the 80s. That's not true. They have been around for many years, but Storm was, I believe, the first black character that was in the X-Men. Black Panther was the first black superhero that I know of. Luke Cage came shortly after the Falcon. about 75, that's when the revamp of the X-Men actually came. What you guys see in the 80s came, and the 90s, what you saw in the 80s and 90s really came from the 70s, the whole revamp. And that's when they brought in Storm, which was the first black character, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, and Colossus. They weren't always original X-Men. They didn't come until the 70s. So with that being said, that's why I picked that little gem up. And I also picked up some more stuff. I'm trying to make this video kind of short because I don't know, like, the breeze might start kicking up and I don't want to knock everything over. So, you know, I try to stay away from Ollie's packs because sometimes you don't know what you get. But I saw this in here, and after getting a whole lot of Moon Knight. Of course, I can get a graphic novel, but I do want the single issues. Moon Knight has always held its own. So we want to go through, probably my next video, I'll go through this pack and tell you what's in here, you know. And on the back of it, I believe this is it a Walter Simonson Thor? It looks like it. It's from that time period where Walt Simonson's was drawn for Thor. So it's a lot of books in between. I'm not going to open it up out here because I just don't want a whole lot of craziness going on. All right, and I happen to pick up this pack too. So I seen a classic throwback Conan, and I saw an Iron Man from probably the early 2000s. And I still have books I have to pick up from John probably next week. So I have plenty more to show.
Kickbackmusic.com